Hello guys, today we are going to learn how to interact with the website, and for this we are going to go from the home page to the settings, and inside of the settings we have this text box and we are going to write something inside of it. We will insert a new date, and we are going to work with the drop down list, so everything that is different. And then we are going to work also with the checkbox, but this one is really easy. So at the end we are going to submit and save what we did. So how do we do this? Well, first of all, you have to create a new test class. I already created it. Just go to add and click on unit test and then rename the class from here, and you'll have this. And then I just wrote these elements that are also in the login test, these ones. And also I took from the test method from login the method go to login and the login application. I took this because every time when we run the program, it will take us to the login page, not to the home page. So every time when we do another test, we have to log in first. So I took these two methods and I inserted them not in the method, but inside of our test initialize. You will not have this, so you just have to copy this part from the login test and then just write those two methods from the test method here. Oh, I forgot to tell you that when I run the program, the got it message, if you remember from the last time, it didn't appear anymore, so my test failed. So I just comment the element got it, and of course I commented inside of the method here. Yeah, so probably we will not need it anymore. So our test until now will just log into our account and it will not do anything. Let's run it to see how it looks. As you can see, this one is the login page, and it will take us to the home page. As you can see, we don't have that got it message, so I just deleted it. And our test passed, of course, because we don't have anything in it and what we wrote here is correct. So inside of our home page, we have two elements that we have to click on. So first of all, we will click on the account arrow, and then we go to the settings. So we have to write inside of our home page two elements, this one and this one. Yeah. So let's inspect these elements. First of all, we should inspect our little arrow, and as you can see, it's right here. If we write a CSS selector, let's suppose we will find it by CSS selector, you can see that it's going to use the class name and it's caret. So let's write it here. Caret. As you can see, it found an element, but it's not our element, it's browse. And if you watch here, it found 4 elements, so this one is not unique. To be unique, we have to use the XPath method. And how is it supposed to be? First of all, XPath method starts with 2 dashes. And then let's inspect this one again. And it's right here. Let's see what we have above. As you can see, our element is inside of a div. This div that has an ID, profile dropdown. So we will write an asterisk here, and then we have to write here around ID equal, and just select that name, which is profile dropdown. Insert it here. Inside of this we have an A tag, so inside of this A tag we have our span class, right? So all we have to do is to put a dash here and write an A, and as you can see, it identified our href, and then just write span but as you can see, we have 2 spans inside of this A. So we just need the second one. And inside of the brackets, we write 2. So this is the ID that we need and use it inside of our code. Okay, so let's go to the home page and write our elements. It's exactly as above, so just copy. And we will put another one for the settings element. Okay, and just change it. Let's name it account. Here, don't forget to write XPath selector and copy the code and paste it here. And this one is, let's say, btn account. And here, of course, we put account. Good. And now let's see for the settings button, we will do exactly the same. Let's inspect it and see where it is. So it is inside of a list, right? Because this one is a list. And the list is inside of of course, an ordered list. But this unordered list is inside of a div. And this div has, it doesn't have any ID, so we will identify it by the class name. And just write it here. Let's write class. Let's copy this name. Okay. And instead of A, we have to put unordered list. And inside of this unordered list, we have a list. And as you can see, a list with number 2, as you can see, it identified our second element actually, which is that line. Let's write 3 and it should be inbox, 4 notifications, 5 newsfeed, and so on. Let's write 10 maybe. So 11 is our element. Good. We have to copy this and paste it inside of our... So we have to paste it inside of our code. Okay. Settings, and here settings. Now let's write a method so we can actually click on these elements. And if we click on these elements, what is it going to do? Of course, it is going to take us to the settings page, right? So let's name our method navigate to settings page, and we will create this page very soon. And inside of this, we write btn account dot click and btn dot settings dot click. Okay, so now let's create another class. This is the test class and we are not going to work inside of it. So let's create a class that will identify our elements. It will be called settings page. And now all we have to do is to copy our first part from this page inside of here and just import everything. Okay, and change the name, settings. Okay, so we have 4 elements that we want to identify. First one is the text box. Second one is the date of birth. And this can also be a text box, but well, okay. And the drop-down list. And let's say we want to change the language of our stories to Italiano. And the checkbox. Good. Let's inspect our elements from here and see how we can identify them. So our input text is, it can be identified by ID, so it's very, very easy. Let's do the same with date of birth. We are going to do the same with the drop-down list. Okay, and the checkbox, it's the same. Okay, and we have another element, right? Do not forget about submit, because we will click on it too. And this one, it has a class. Let's see if we can identify it by the CSS selector. Class. Yeah, no? No. Which is the second one? Yeah. Let's identify by the XPath. So it's inside of this div around row submit. Okay. Without this line. And inside of this we have this input. And it's 1 out of 1. Let's copy it and let's paste it here. We will say submit XPath okay btn submit submit. Now let's create our method that will access all these elements and write inside of them whatever we want. And let's see, public void change settings, let's name it. And so for the code to be clean, we just have to create another class that will store all the text that we want to insert in our elements, right? And let's create another class. And those elements are called business objects. BO, right? Settings BO. And inside of this class is really simple. We have to just declare some strings. TXT for the name, and let's name it, I don't know, Jane. Okay, let's copy this and paste again. Okay, now here's the thing with the date of birth. As you can see, if we select this text box, it will automatically go to the month. Yeah, so if we write here the month 02, it will automatically go to the day, right? And let's write 14 and the year 1997. Yeah, so for every single element we have to write a different string. So let's name it txt birthday month, and the month will be 03. The same with the day, that will be 14. The same with the year, that will be 1997. Okay, and of course we have our drop down list. It's exactly the same, but let's change DDL language, right? And for the language, we said we want to write Italiano, so we have to write exactly how is this one written. So Italiano, and that's it. Okay, and now let's go back to our settings page, and inside of the method we have to specify that we will use these strings from this settings BO class. So here let's write settings BO, and let's give it a parameter change. Okay, and now what we are going to do, we are going to insert our text inside of our elements. So the first element is txt name. Txt name dot send keys, and here we have to write change dot txt name, and it will take the text from the text name that is here. Okay, we will do the same with the birthday, and let's name it date of birth. How is it? txt birthday. Okay, change, and let's write here txt month was the first one, and let's copy it and paste it here, and just change, let's put it day, and of course the year. Okay, now we have the drop down list, and here it's something a bit more special. Okay, so in order for it to work, we just have to create a variable, and let's call it select language equal new, and we will use a special class that is called select element, and inside we will write our DDL language, our element, and let's import this one from support UI. And down here we will write select language dot select by text. So inside of our drop down list we have a text, and here we write change dot DDL language. Okay, and for the checkbox is the easiest one. Just write the name of the element and just click on it, right? Because this is the behavior. We just have to click on this element. So let's go back in our test class, and inside of here, first of all, we have to write, as you remember, we were in the home page, right? We logged in, and now we're in the home page. So first we have to write from home. We want to access this method that we created, if you remember, called navigate to settings page. Yeah, so This is our method when we had to click on BTN account and go to settings. Okay, and now we want to access the method from our new class, from a settings page. And how we are going to do this? Well, first of all, we have to declare a new variable. We have to declare here a parameter, settings. That will be the type of settings page. Let's call it settings. And of course, we have to write it here, settings equal new, as we did with login and home. Settings page driver. Okay, and now we can use it here, settings dot, as you can see, our method change settings is here. Okay, and we have to write here new settings BO. Okay, let's see if it works. As you can see, it took us to the settings, and let's see if it works with the filling of data. Seems it doesn't. Why? Okay, so we have a problem. It says that it's unable to locate the element name. So this one, and of course it cannot identify it. We have to write here and wait. So let's go to login page and just copy the wait from here. And paste it here and just change here with the name. So we will wait for 2 seconds after it accessed the settings page until our element will be visible. Yeah, let's try it again. Yeah, okay. So as you can see, it changed everything. Does it press on the submit? Let's see again. Let's try it again. Let's see the name. We didn't insert this element inside of our method. Okay, let's write it here. That click and try again. Let's see if it clicks the submit button. It doesn't. Why? Oh, it couldn't find the element. Submit. Let's see. And of course not. We have to write the beginning, right? Sorry. So now it should work. Yeah, it worked, but we didn't have this message. Why? Let's try again. Well, we have this problem. And of course our test will not pass because it waited for too much to this element to appear, So let's write inside of our homepage method another wait that will wait for our element account. And let's put 5 seconds. Okay. Now it should work. As you can see, it wrote 2 times. Yeah, so we have the message. This one will help us for the assertion. As you can see here, we have overlapped the text. So there's a quick fix for this. Let's go to the settings page, and above the text we will write txt name dot clear. Okay, let's run it again to see if it works. Yeah, it should. Yeah, so it cleared the name and wrote it again. And now let's make the assertion, and we are done. For the assertion, we have to find this element, right? And this is a bit tricky because this element will appear for about 5 seconds and then it will disappear. So let's inspect it as fast as we can. P class error message. And it disappeared. Let's do this way. Inspect and copy XPath. Let's paste it here. And we have it, right? And it's 1 out of 1. Let's copy this and insert it in here. Private by message call. Okay. Assert message, and as you remember from the last time when we did an assertion, we have to write another string that we will use inside of our assertion from the test method. And it will be save. And it will take the text from the assert message. Okay. Now let's go to our settings. Okay, now let's go to the login test and just copy the assertion from here and paste it inside of our test. So the message that will appear is your changes were successful, and we have to write the same here. And I hope it will work. Settings, and here we have assert message save. Yeah, let's see if it works now, and we are done with this one. And in the next video we are going to do something really nice. Let's see if it works. Probably we will have another fail, but Let's see if it passed. No, so of course not, because we have to let me show you. It says that it is unable to locate the element this toast, right, that we just found. And we can change this by writing thread.sleep, and this one will wait for we have to import the thread, and we have to wait for about, let's say, and this one is in milliseconds, right? And let's say we want to wait 3 seconds before this message will appear. Okay, so it will find it, because if we don't wait, the program is too fast and the message will not appear so fast. So we will just wait 3 seconds, and then we will say that it has to find this element. Let's see. Let's see if it works. And yeah, so the test passed. The only little small thing that we are going to do is to write, so it will close the window, because we have so many here and so many to come. Okay, and well, that's it. In the next video we are going to do we are going to identify the element which is the range element, and I had a lot of problems with that one, but I found something on the internet and I will show you in the next video. See you!